Bye.
Boys.
William. Richard.
Are you fucking with us, or are you like ready to go? Is this a joke?
The only joke is on the bottom of my screen, and that's you, Bill.
No, you're on the bottom of mine.
You
I just saw your text, stomach bubbles.
Dude, I was waiting, and when nothing happened, I was like, I gotta go upstairs.
Just sorry.
I just gotta go upstairs real quick. Oh, thank God. It was an emergency. Emergency, I say. You know, Rich, here at the podcast studio, my kids know, don't fuck with my shit. But yet he goes downstairs, sends out the invite. His Corey cords aren't plugged in. He's going to be in a bad mood now. He's going to yell at you, Bill, because you're a little cunt. It's just going to be a very awkward show.
He looks angry, huh?
Yep. And I know he's not angry with me.
That's fine. I don't care.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Very angry right now, that face.
He has an angry face.
Fuck me. How you doing,
Oh,
boys?
there we go. There's the sound of God. Hello.
Happy Sunday, Rich.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay there, gentlemen. How's everyone doing?
Was it real baby issues this time, or did you birth out a baby?
No, it was not a pooping situation.
Oh, phew. I was gonna say 2 shows in a row, bro. You gotta.
He's got a loose butthole. That shit just slides right out.
I am very honest about my.
Did you ever see that South Park episode when Cartman and all of them start playing video games? I can see Rich doing something like that, calling Ingrid downstairs
Mom!
Mom! Ingrid comes down with a bedpan and he just shits in it so he can continue being on the computer.
Pianoing away.
I mean, I don't know why science has not come up with some kind of alternative to our bowel movements and just the way that we piss and shit.
That one South Park episode, they had us shitting out of our mouth and then shoving food up our ass. So you never know. It could happen.
It could happen.
Human centipede? Is that the one?
Nope.
Oh, that's the iPad one. That's one of my favorite episodes.
Mine's Mr. Jefferson.
Is that racist, Ray? That would make sense.
No, when Michael Jackson moves next door, but he changes his name to Mr. Jefferson.
Oh.
And Blanket.
The Trapped in the Closet one was really good.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
R. Kelly, come on. I don't want
to. Boys, you got anything? Any good Sunday remedies? Any good weekend stories? Trash can. Any
I just spent $200 fucking on brunch, so there's that.
Welcome to Relationship. And
Jesus
welcome to the
Christ.
Simple Minds Sports Show. Monday headlines, March 22nd. Spring is here. It's in the air. It's been a long day for me. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, my 8 Hendrix might have had something to do with it. $80. Jesus Christ. That was brunch at noon.
You know why they charge so much for those drinks? Because you're only supposed to have one.
Yeah, but I had 4 doubles. Leave me alone.
Where'd you go?
Foundry for their brunch.
Oh, there's your first mistake. That place is a.
It doesn't matter.
Christ.
Have you ever gone for brunch?
No.
Go down there.
I gotta tell you something. We do a radio show,
and
and you guys do some of the most mundane, useless bullshit talk on a radio show.
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now.
No one gives a fuck about your brunch.
Dude, it was delicious. Farm to table. I had a prime rib with some eggs, and some ribs, and some fucking so good.
The only thing that matters was what you had Hendrix to drink, so there was no beer involved. But if there was, I can only assume that it would be white birch on the menu, white birch down the gullet, white birch in the belly. White Birch Brewing in Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Oh, right. Bill, I didn't know you changed your name to Ray. 460 Amherst Street, Nashua, New Hampshire. Head on down to the tap room. The NCAA tournament had a wild weekend. They'll be back for the next weekend. Get on down there. Get your flight. Get your pints. If you see them in the stores, pick them up. Tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. March Madness. Bill, I know you're a fan. And by that, I mean you're a little bitch.
The blog's coming out tomorrow of how March Madness is the most over.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Whoa. Is this your third blog?
I have a blog coming out tomorrow why March Madness is the most overrated sporting event in the history of sports. Go
He's
on.
been working on it since June.
Did someone ask you to do this?
No.
Did someone ask you to do this? Or you just, wow, you did it on your own. Good for you, Bill.
Just never mind. Go
It's
ahead.
in defense of not filling out a bracket that we asked him to do for about 2.5 months. Unbelievable.
I haven't filled out.
And
I
every
haven't filled out.
day
I have
all
not
last
filled
week.
out a bracket since 2002, and
Cool.
I'm not doing it now.
Were you doing a show in 2002 that asked you to do a bracket?
I was going to, and you said,
punk
"Oh,
bitch.
you owe me $5." I
Ray.
said, "Okay, cool."
Ray, why don't you give us
Yes.
the NCAA tournament? It's still a different year. I mean, look, it's not the same as in years past. The
not.
fans are limited. It's isolated to that puke state of Indiana. So it's a little bit different, and I think the results are bearing that out because we have had a shit ton of upsets and some wild ones. I know that that's become more and more common in the recent years with with the March Madness, and we had a 16 upset of 1 a couple years ago, and the 15s and the 2 has become a regular thing to look forward to. But it seems like this year is just a little bit more going on, and I have. Hand up, I have not watched as much as I normally would or normally should because I have nobody around to bet ambiguously $1 bets on and get shit-faced drunk and watch games with. So I haven't watched as much as I normally do. Ray, I believe you have. So please give us the storylines and what we're missing if we haven't caught the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, like you said, there's been 10 upsets.
You're on mute.
The first time. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Oh, you son of a bitch. 10 upsets. First time ever that 13 and higher, four teams, 13 and higher, moved to the second round. That's never been happened before. What that would be Albine Christian over Texas. You got Ohio over Virginia, Oral Roberts over Ohio State, North Texas over Purdue. So, I mean, little schools coming in big right now. And I think the factor is that there's no one there. So these little schools are used to making their own noise and making their own, hype. And they're just doing it, whatever they have to do to beat these big teams. Also, we had our first COVID game, which Oregon won over VCU because they had COVID scare. So, yeah, I mean, and then, fucking Sister Jean, that magical power mistress, that
Was
fucking
she
woman.
blowing guys down there? Is that what I heard? Was that a text?
No,
guys.
No,
No,
I don't remember what the headline said. It just popped up on my phone, and I just barely looked at it.
Analytics. It said analytics.
It said she dove deep into analytics, and I thought it said Sister Jean goes on dialysis, and I thought that's gonna send that team down the hill real quick.
She's
But no.
101. It's about her time. Fuck VCU.
Oh.
Is that her fans? Is that where she's
Nope,
from?
Loyola, and
Oh,
they
close,
just beat the
close
number 1
enough.
seed Illinois, so they're going to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, it's not fuck her at all. She is actually at 101 has a direct line to God, unlike Bill Belichick, which Cam Newton thinks he has. No, it's
Mother of God.
Sister Jean and dialysis has a direct line to God because Loyola Chicago. Although anyone that follows college basketball more than I do knows that was a big controversy going into the tournament that they were seated pretty low at an 8 seed for the number 2 defense in the country, and seemingly one of the best teams in the country, and they just knocked off the number 1 seed. Is Illinois the number 1 overall seed?
Yes.
No.
I thought they were.
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
You haven't
Gonzaga.
listen,
Yeah,
Bill.
Actually,
Bill. You shut the fuck
fuck
up,
up.
Bill. You don't listen. You don't watch, but yet I have to put my 2 cents in because I'm a
Bill
little
has
fucking
been
cunt.
muted. Bill has
Thank
actually
God.
been muted.
No, but this was a big game too because both obviously Chicago and Illinois were a lot of recruits were watching this game.
Illinois. If we're gonna mute Bill, you have to at least say
Illinois?
things correctly.
Illinois.
Illinois.
He's
Yeah,
still
keep
talking.
yelling louder, Bill. No one can hear you, you cunt. Okay, yes, Illinois, Loyola, Chicago, and Illinois.
And the other thing too is no one has a perfect bracket in the country.
Yeah, it was a wild
It's
first day's
It's wild
weekend.
right now.
I wrote a blog, Bill. If you would ever look at a website. Toot. College basketball blows, and I stand by that. This has been my take for years. College basketball blows. It's a bunch of 17 and 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids running around with their chicken, like their heads cut off, that can't hit open shots. The game of basketball is not played very well at the college level. There's a lot of reasons for that. The one and done, these guys going to the NBA is all about that too. I get that they all play very hard every single possession, but they also play like they're 17-year-old kids. It's infuriating to watch. That being said, the first 2 days of March Madness,
Crazy.
it's one of the best sporting events because of those reasons. It creates such chaos, and you give zero fucks about the team you're watching. You just want insanity to happen. If I was a fan of one of these teams, I would lose my goddamn mind, because they all lose their minds at the end of these games because they're just kids and they don't know what they're doing and they're not that good. And the game, the actual basketball, the purity of basketball blows. They suck. They blow. I would much rather watch Dame Lillard or Steph Curry at the end of the game get a pick and roll and figure out how to get an open shot and bury it to win than try to watch an 18-year-old Gordon Hayward brick 3 shots in a row at the end to lose to Duke any day of the week. That being said, these 2 days to start the tournament, it's this and the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bill, I'll give you 30 seconds to comment on March Madness.
March Madness is the most overrated thing in sports. College basketball, the last 3 minutes of college basketball takes 35 minutes. It's so boring. I can't stand it. I'd rather watch high school basketball. Fuck March Madness. I hope every college player gets COVID and this whole tournament completely and utterly ends. I'm out of this tournament. Fuck you. And anyone that likes March Madness, college basketball is the worst thing I've ever seen. I'd rather watch college.
Okay, that was good enough.
Was
The
longer than
reason
30
I muted
seconds.
him, he's not out of this tournament because his bracket has been filled out vicariously through me, and he's not doing well. And we do have a gentleman's bet on this tournament, and the loser will have to do something. Pretty embarrassing, the way things have gone with us, and that's probably going to be Bill. And Ray, what I'm fully expecting is he's not going to do it.
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah,
Because you know why? He's the biggest fucking cunt out of all 3 of us.
Bingo.
Oh, it's going to make me look stupid. I can't do it. My street cred's going to be hurt forever. I can't throw bolts at anyone anymore. Oh.
I haven't
Can't
done
throw
March
bolts
Madness
at
since
anyone right now.
2002.
Well, that's a fact. Was the last tournament I got into. That fucking popper motherfucker. That was the last
541.
541.
Good. I haven't had one yet.
Good. Glad we got off to a hot start. I'll just say now I am switching gears. I'm pretty much out on the March Madness tournament after this weekend. Like once we get through, you'll have some good stories. Like if you get a Sweet 16 or a nice elite like Loyola.
Oh, they'll make it. They're gonna make it to the final.
That'll
Even
be a
Butler
good,
made it 2 years in a row, right?
That'll be a good story. Can Gonzaga actually win one?
No,
Ever? Probably not. So
never.
watching them lose will be fun. But other than that, like when you get into the Final Four, those games kind of generally suck to watch.
The championship game's out at like 9:30. Way past my bedtime.
no. And if you think about it real quick, I mean,
No, that's okay, Bill. Let's
Thursday
move
and
on.
Friday are the best days, and you.
Well,
moved
Bill,
it to
funny.
Friday.
Okay, there you go. I didn't know if you knew
till
that.
Friday. You moved it till Friday. Those are the best days. The start of the tournament. Is
Oh, that was the biggest mistake they made.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Uh,
You're playing those play-in games. That's why.
Dumb.
Another reason why I fucking hate it. You're going 68 teams now, and playing in four playoff playing games, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
I don't
but
give
they
a shit
should do.
about that. Just make it Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about 4 playing games. I really don't care.
I'll tell you what. The reason
let me skip work Thursday and Friday to go get drunk at noon watching basketball.
I probably hate it
That's
so
it.
much just because it's COVID and I can't be someplace and just doing stupid bets with people.
Oh,
that
here we
might
go.
be it.
Now he's changing his tune.
No, I
Here
still
we
hate
go.
March Madness.
It doesn't
I
matter.
fucking hate March Madness.
We don't care. It's a beautiful segue, Bill, because COVID is still a thing. Apparently, VCU just lost the tournament, just got kicked out of the tournament for it, which is, I guess that's the only way you can do it. I mean, how else
Smart.
are you going to do it?
You can't delay the games, right? Because they still
No, you can't
technically
push
have to
things
go
back.
to school. That's why they're on the weekends.
Yeah, bullshit. What you can delay is the NHL, and that's what's happened with the Bruins. Beautiful segue.
We're back on Prime with the segues. Nice job, Rich.
Yeah, thank you. So basically, half the Bruins have COVID. Any surprise pastas on that list? Nope.
It's nice
Should-
weather. Street hockey time, baby.
No, this is Jake DeBrusk. I have this. It's just
DeBrusque has been on there twice. Fuck Jake. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sure you have
It's
something
his.
to say.
It's his fault. You had the false positive. You know, you've seen those come up. I'll tell you, someone that I know went false positive, right? So it was
Don't
negative.
say a name.
and
Just
then
do
a
your
po-
best not to
Yeah,
say
no,
a
I'm not
name.
going to say a name. It was a negative and then a positive, right? So it's like you've seen
Just
it,
like your
and this-
STD test. Is that what it is? A false positive?
Those have always been negative. Just ask your mother. I mean, my STDs is her STDs, so I like to call it our STDs. So, anyways, back to Jake DeBrusk. He's the problem. He was on the COVID list with technically a false positive, but what else? What else was it? He got pissed off that he got fucking benched. He went out, did something, and all these guys on it. It's not a coincidence. His whole fucking line is on it, and then you got Pasta. He's bunched in. It's Jake DeBrusk. It's
separate instance.
It's Jake DeBrusk because I hate his fucking guts, and this is the problem. He's going to derail the Bruins this year, which he's already been doing it since January 23rd, I believe, when it was game 1. Fuck.
All
Jake
right,
DeBrusk,
let's backtrack the COVID bashing and COVID blaming. You can get it from anywhere, that's for sure. Jake DeBrusk originally could have got it from anywhere. It all kind of lines up with he played bad, got benched, got COVID. I agree with that all of that, and I don't know if it's anyone's fault. If it is anyone's, it probably is Jake DeBrusk. But the better question is, what does it do to the Bruins? So you got to win against the Sabres, who suck. You were kind of reeling up into that point. Does a break actually help them with an older team and a crazy schedule? Look. 3, 4, 5 days off actually might help them.
They're going to make these games up, so they're going to condense the schedule even more for them. They're going to have more back-to-backs. You thought the schedule was crazy before.
They can't, Ray. They can't do it. They can't make them play 4 games in a row. They're going to have to. They're going to have to figure it out somewhere. 3. And here's why I asked why. Here's why it helps. Sorry, I don't have the record right in front of me, but like 4-7-1 or something in their last games.
5-7-1.
They've been shit. They've been absolute shit. So even if you have to make these games up on the back end, can this be a break in the schedule to catch your breath and go on a little bit of a run? We know what the divisions look like. We know what the schedule looks like. If you can have a little bit of a break, get your legs underneath you, figure it out, come back, run 2, 3, 4, 5 wins off in a row, stack some points up, and then your schedule comes back and you come back into the pack again, is much better than having to run through a terrible schedule on a bad run and continue giving up points.
I agree with some of what you say here, Rich, and I also agree with a little bit of Ray saying right now, in the short term, yes, it's good because you before this, you're 5-7-1. Before that, you got a couple wins, but you were 1-5 going in before that. So it's good in the short term, but in the long term is what Ray mentioned. You got to make these games up. You're instead of going back to back, you might go 3 games in a row. You kind of started in a couple of years ago when you had the lockout. You were playing 3 games in a row. So I mean,
did they just do it with Pittsburgh too? It was Pittsburgh, and then they played Wednesday night, so they did it.
You'll never play 4, but you're going to play 3. So all those off days you have, I think you're missing 4 games right now because you can't even enter the facility till Wednesday, right? So I believe it's 3, maybe 4 games you're missing. You're going to condense those into off days now. So I mean, you're going to fit them in wherever you can get into. So short term, yes. Long term, no. It's not. This is not a good thing for the Bruins.
How many games are left in the schedule, and how many more COVID outbreaks are there going to be?
Well, they have 26.
MLB didn't play the same amount of games. I know baseball's different, but MLB didn't play the same amount of games.
Only because the games didn't matter at that point because there were playoff teams that were out. So if the Bruins, but the problem is the Bruins are going for the top 4 seeding. So if you think about it, Rich, we just talked about this a couple weeks ago. The 5 seed to the 1 seed at the time was 3-4 points, right? So I mean, if you're missing,
let me give you a scenario, Bill. I know what you're saying. Let me give you a scenario. They get their legs underneath you. They go on a run, and pick up 18 points, and 7.
If it doesn't matter, then they're not going to play. If the points don't matter, they won't play.
Right.
But the problem is if there's a team, you know what I mean? Because they could never. All right. Because if you're playing. No, hold on. Say you're playing a team that's 4 points behind you or any of that shit matters too. Because like if you're canceling 2 games, you know what I mean. So there's.
I don't know. Talk to the guys that talk to the teams that missed the cut on the NHL bubble last year that were only a couple games behind and didn't have a chance to make it up. There's no. What I'm saying is.
St. Louis, I think was the.
What I'm saying is there in the world of COVID, in the time of COVID that we are still in, even though a lot of people want to think we're not. Clearly, we are. The Bruins are not playing. The rules are not set. They are fluid. They are fluid, and they could change at any point in time. And when I see a team like the Bruins, who have been struggling mightily over the past few weeks, get a couple days to get their legs underneath them, I honestly don't know if that's a bad thing. Right now, in the here and now, they could have used a break. They got one. We'll see how they come back. If they come back strong and they fucking run, and you get Tuukka back. It does 4 days of 2 games that you would have not have Tuukka. Now you get him back. Does that make the difference?
That's a good point.
It could, because obviously you're seeing what you have.
I'm just grasping at positives now because there's not a lot going on.
Cam Newton and the Patriots.
Because there's a lot of negativity in our lives.
Negativity, mainly just Bill.
Butthole tattoo still not on.
The quest is on, baby.
The quest has been on.
The quest is very on.
It's 2021.
All right, we're moving on for the Bruins. Anything else on the Bruins? We're not going to see them till Wednesday, so can we put them in pause for now?
Go Bees.
Move on to some. Go Bees. Move on to some tantalizing. Let's keep our eyes on the Deshaun Watson case. What are we up to now? 22
women, 22 gals.
Woo! Damn.
Now, quick question.
Keep it in your pants, buddy.
What's stronger, the Tinder whore army or the Instagram whore army?
Instagram whore army. I'll tell you right now, the Tinder whore army was never up to 22.
That fucking dude, Butch in Houston. So I didn't put any of this in email, but we've been going back and forth about it over the weekend. The lawyer Butch, sorry, I didn't write this down. What's his last name?
Busby.
I thought it was Dr. Vitals.
Dr. Vittles?
Rich, say what you said in that our text, because I think you had a good.
Do my best.
I think you had a good point. Whatever.
Here's the thing. He came out. He was interviewed. He came out with, nobody asked him about the scuttlebutt that this was an inside job, as you so eloquently put it last show, Bill. He came out. He forthright said, let me address these rumors that's going on that this is an inside job. And he vehemently denied not only that it was not an inside job, that he did not know Cal McNair, the owner of the Houstons. He did not even know who the owner of the Houston Texans was. He did not know that they lived on the same street. He could not recognize him if he saw him in public. He denied the same way Bill would deny when he gets caught, by a cop smoking weed on the street. Deny, accuse. So it just raises way more questions that this is the approach that this he's a scumbag lawyer. He has a slimy history. He's run for mayor of Houston, and if you just go,
right?
Yeah, if you just go look at some of the stuff that he does in his campaign, the dude has a lot of question marks.
He's a racist prick.
Okay, way to put it. There's a lot of, let's put it this way. There's a lot of question marks surrounding this lawyer. Combine that with the history of the Houston Texans bad-mouthing players out of town, DeAndre Hopkins, running an organization that people want to get the fuck out of, J.J. Watt, Jack Easterby,
Hopkins.
This weird, like ESPN did a 30 for 30 or an E60 on this guy that rose from the ranks of the Patriot system as some
what was he, their life coach?
Fucking guy.
He went from their life coach to the fucking CEO of the fucking Houston Texans
through religion. Through religion. And look, I'm not to knock on religious people. If you're into religion,
I'm gonna.
But anybody who rises to power through religion and faith, you have to question things. So here's the point.
Righteous Gemstones.
Oh yeah, greatest, raised one of his greatest shows of all time, right? It's been out for 2 seasons, greatest show of all time.
Yeah, way to go, Ray. I did not say any of that well. It's been a long day. Here's my greater point. Let me sum it up for you and then get your opinion on it. 22 women can't be lying.
That's why, yeah, for sure.
20 of them can. I'm sure that Deshaun Watson did some stupid, bad, over the top shit. And if he did it with 22 of them, then
God damn. See you later.
Now you're at Weinstein level, and you're going to fucking jail. You are a serial rapist. Like, I know we don't know Deshaun Watson. We don't know his character that well. But does the power of an NFL quarterback, have we ever seen that before in the NFL?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Instagram models, NBA. Instagram models, dude. NBA has been doing that for a while.
They've never been sued for sexual assault.
You know what? Like I said, it was an inside job. But at this point, I agree with you.
Let me just finish my point, Bill. Let me just finish my point. You can't see 22 women jump on a case of sexual misconduct and give Deshaun Watson the benefit of the doubt. It is still innocent until proven guilty. He has the law on his side, and judging on history, he's got enough money and enough power. He'll probably get off with whatever he gets off. He'll be in the NFL until he doesn't want to be in the NFL anymore. This is not I do not think this is going to ruin his career. The next team that takes a chance on him is going to take a PR hit. I doubt it's the Patriots, but that's what's going to happen. Who knows? Who knows what's happening with his playing career? But in terms of the actual case and what's going on, I still have a ton of fucking questions based on the Houston Texans history and track record, this lawyer's reputation and track record, and the squeaky clean record of Deshaun Watson all of a sudden being demolished by 22 women strategically placed throughout several weeks in the media. That's not to say that he didn't do it.
No, and
I am pretty sure he did something really bad to get this going, because you can't start this out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure that he probably made some poor masseuse give him a blowjob of someone who didn't want to, and that's wrong, and he needs to be penalized for it. And I hope he is.
Yeah,
but the muddying of his name, I think, has something to do with the Texans and what's going on with that situation. And I don't know what's right or wrong, or where you fall on all of that. I'm just trying to lay out whatever, the whole picture of what it all looks like. Do we think he orally raped 22 women?
I don't think so. And
that would be fucking insane.
Insane. And Rich, you made a good point. I'm going to kind of read a little bit. I mean, it's like, do we think he had an aggressive pattern of behavior with women? Yeah, probably. You get a couple girls, do they escalate into a civil suit? Yeah. And then you see a couple girls that were his masseuse kind of jump on that. Do we think he crossed the line? Probably.
Yep.
Probably at this point. And, this is you. This is your message that I'm reading back. I mean, you made good points. I mean, 22 women. Yeah, there's a couple that he crossed the line with. There has to be. Because, there's got to be a baseline to make these accusations, and now you get the girls that were treated well, we'll say. You had the couple that he whipped his dick out, maybe potentially, allegedly.
Threw a couple $1,000s in front of him and be like, that's fine, I'll do it. But now they're saying, oh shit, I can get more money? Fuck yeah, I'm jumping on this train.
Yeah, and now
you might have
they're all Instagram models. They're
a couple girls that consensually did what they wanted to do and maybe didn't want to do what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. We're certainly not the people to be talking about this from a legal standpoint and the details of it all. I don't think that.
But you're right, Rich, real quick.
I don't think it can be said. I don't think it can be put out there that, oh shit, 22 women have come out. Deshaun Watson's a serial fucking sexual harasser. I don't think that's true. I think that it might be, but I don't think so because of the history and the track record with the Houston Texans and their players and this lawyer. There's too many slimy question marks going on there, and the denial that this fucking Butch Busby came out with. Like it's like lying when you need to lie. You just deny over the top. You raise more questions, whether it's true or not. These girls need a better fucking lawyer if it's true. If all this is true, get another lawyer, girls, because this guy is not doing any good.
Like you mentioned, Rich, he's leaving too many question marks. He's leaving too many question marks. And the fact that they were so quick to file a civil suit and not explore criminal suit, You know what I mean?
That's the big question. Why aren't these girls going to the police if this happened right?
Because it's a civil suit is quicker to file, and you need half as much evidence convict.
There's also you can't victim shame women for not going to the police for getting sexual assaulted, especially with a man in power. That's what all of Me Too is all about. That is not an excuse. That is not a point. Any woman that was sexually abused or assaulted by Deshaun Watson, there's no backlash if you didn't go to the police. So why are you doing it now? That is not acceptable. That doesn't land. No, doesn't happen. That's not the point. The point is, Bill, these guys went after a 6-figure cash settlement, according to Deshaun Watson, when Deshaun Watson makes $30 million a year.
It's hard. It's hard to
like that's not you sexually assaulted 22 women, so you need to pay. That's something else. That's something else. I don't know what it is, but a lot of it is sketchy. Here, let's not get ourselves in any more trouble than we've already got into on this subject.
Well, you would think, real quick before you get into it, a class action lawsuit. If you got 22 women, you would think it would be a class action at this point, because then you could start suing for a lot more than individual shit. I'm pretty sure, because you get.
Let's see what the Houston police come up with, because
because now
the cops are now involved, and when the cops get involved,
God forbid you whip your dick out and say, "Hey, can I get a happy ending?" No, okay, you roll over and tuck your dick away.
I think by the law that is sexually assaulting somebody.
Yeah, you can't show your dick even at the Strange Brew bar.
No, you can't. Actually, you're lucky. I think you're past the statute limitations on that one too. So
only if Mike Zimmer
Strange Brew bar in Canada, Bill, you're safe. Don't go to Houston though, because now you're on record. But I will just say that I think we're out of Deshaun Watson's not coming to the Patriots. Deshaun Watson's probably not going anywhere at this
Antonio
point.
Brown got in trouble for basically the same thing. He whipped his dick out to some painter artist. So if Deshaun Watson is whipping his dick out to 22 women and basically saying, "Can you stroke it before you finish my massage?" There's no fucking way, unless Nick got there to fucking sabotage the Texans. You never know. Just turn that knife.
Maybe, but Antonio Brown got cut by the Patriots and didn't play for a year.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's coming here at this point.
That's also because Antonio Brown's crazy.
Well, he also beat up
but he was crazy before they signed him.
Yeah, but there was other shit after that little dick.
There's no rapey charges coming out.
Once the sexual assault stuff, he got cut by the Patriots and didn't play for a year. And then the Tampa Bay Bucks signed him. That's the big Deshaun Watson's fucking done. Whether it's true, right or wrong or not, he's fucking done for a while, unless he can disprove all of it.
Yeah, look at Louis C.K. He was just jacking off, talking on the phone with girls, and he's out of the.
All right, we're moving on. What Louis C.K. did was bad. I don't think he had a career under, but it was bad. Speaking of bad, I didn't watch the game. I'm assuming they lost. The Celtics win.
They won.
Holy shit!
112-96.
Wait, is that today?
Yeah, Bill.
They beat the lowly fucking Magic. Here's the only point I want to make on the Celtics. Jaylen Brown's comments after the loss to what was the least?
Sacramento.
Was it Sacramento or was it the Cavs?
Oh.
Or was it the one after that?
Probably both. They lost to the Cavs and then Sacramento.
Oh, no, it was the Kings. I think you're right, Ray. Jaylen Brown came out and said it keeps him up at night how bad he is, how bad of a leader he's been for this team. Boo-hoo. Marcus Smart came out, I think, the day after and said, look, there's a lot of players that are dealing with stuff off the court that you don't know about. Are these guys just covering for Tatum?
Yes.
Yep.
Ray, I want to hear from you.
Yeah, they're covering for Tatum. I mean, he's your superstar, quote unquote superstar, and he's walking around like he doesn't give a fuck about anything that's going on in that court. It's the Dookie attitude. It's maybe he does have baby mama problems. We never hear about Deuce's mom. So, and Bill's always said he has 2 girlfriends. So maybe there is something going off the court that we don't know about. But Jason Tatum, if you want to be a superstar in this league, you got to show like you actually care. You want to go out there and win. You have to have that killer Mamba mentality that you idolize the man that died last year in January. Kobe Bryant was your mentor, and you play Kobe Bryant, and yet you don't play like him. You don't even have that fucking an ounce of any of the Mamba mentality. So I need Jason Tatum needs to look himself in the fucking mirror and say, hey, if I want to be a leader on this team, maybe I should fucking start doing what Kobe used to do.
Do you think Jaylen Brown wants to rip into Jason Tatum?
Yep.
Do you think Marcus Smart does too? Do you think that these two guys are holding? We know that we allegedly know that they've ripped into each other. Not sexually, Bill. Relax.
They
had the.
It just shows you can't get one.
They had the chair throwing incident. We know that there was, stuff going on in the bubble. It's all assumed that it was Jalen and Marcus Smart. Those two guys clearly have some fire and clearly have strong opinions about themselves and everything else. Jason Tatum kind of walks around. He kind of seems aloof. Like how many times have we seen him show emotion other than not getting a call and showing us his fucking wingspan to the refs? So doesn't it feel like these guys just want to fucking tear into Jason Tatum, but know that they can't because he is either soft or they know he's the best player. So in the NBA, the best players can't
Or Danny just told him and said, "Hey."
Well, I just asked a question because the problem with the Celtics is not necessarily talent. Their talent should be good enough for at least the top 4, if not top 3 in the East. And they've underachieved immensely. And it's not just from a playing standpoint, it's from in fucking effort. It's just effort and showing up like you want to be there in every possession matters. When you look through the roster of the 5 guys that matter, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, kind of sucks after that. Out of those 4 guys, which one of them stands out as a guy that has the body language and everything else that doesn't really give a shit?
Tatum.
It's Tatum, and he's your best player. Don't you think these guys just want to be like, grab him by the nape of the neck and like, don't you care? Like,
they can't.
What the fuck, dude?
They can't. The problem is
and not that the 3 other guys have been all worldly and amazing on the court or anything, but Jason Tatum clearly has the most talent of all of them. He clearly could, it should be the best player on a NBA team. I know Jaylen Brown's taking strides and he's my guy. He's been my guy for a long time, but I'm not denying that Jason Tatum has a higher ceiling. Certainly he does. Just doesn't seem like he gives a fuck to get there.
Can I throw something out there real quick?
Please.
Since the Atlanta Hawks fired their head coach and Nate McMillan's taken over, the Atlanta Hawks are on an 8-game winning streak, and they are in the 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. Fire Brad.
Bill, what's the biggest?
Bill, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go here. But you made the point, and it was kind of going to be my point, that I don't think that this is Brad's fault, but he could be the solution. And the solution could be firing him. He could be the scapegoat.
You got it.
And I don't think he deserves it. I think that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and these guys deserve the fucking blame.
Well, the media around here is talking about it right now.
In the NBA,
you've had one good win. You've had good outside of the Indiana win. Indiana was probably the one decent.
That's a good win.
Yeah, it's a good win. They're a good team.
Good win, but I mean, if you look who else you beat the last couple of weeks, Houston. What have they lost? 18 games in a row now?
Well, they won 4 straight going in the All-Star game. They were looking good. They looked like shit, and then they needed to look good going in the All-Star break, and they did. Beat the Clippers. They had a couple good wins, and then they came out of it. And I thought that I thought they would get that spark that Tatum had last year out of the All-Star break.
Nope.
Clearly they didn't.
And like you've always said, Rich, hold on real quick. Like Rich has always said, it could be anyone's year. Look what just happened with LeBron. LeBron has a high ankle sprain. He's out indefinitely. AD's out indefinitely.
God, I wish
they don't know when they're coming back. So this is going to hurt the Lakers going into the playoffs. They're going to probably drop to a 5-6 seed. Anything can happen in the NBA. I mean, that's what
Tatum.
You
saw it with Miami last year. I mean, you saw Adebayo. You saw Dwight Bosch.
Thank you.
Saw Jimmy Butler get hot. That team got hot at the right time. I just don't see it out of the Celtics team, truthfully.
Oh.
And it's Jason Tatum's fault. I mean, he's the best player on the team, and you're tuning out the coach. I mean, you just mentioned they won. Atlanta won 8 games in a row, firing their coach. And since Nate McMillan take over, at some point you got to make a change because the players are going to win out every single time. The coach is never going to win. And if I've read some tweets, I've read a couple articles that basically said, Danny, don't make a move because this team ain't going anywhere.
No.
You got to make a move, but if you don't make a move, you don't make a move player acquisition, you got to think about.
So let me give you the move. Let me give you the move they can make without moving on from Brad, which I don't think the Celtics want to do. First of all, they paid him a lot of money. So that'd be a lot of money.
He's a 44-year-old masshole now.
Fire Brad. He likes Dunkin' Donuts. Fire Brad.
Cool. That's fine. It might be a solution. It's not the solution they're going to take, but the idea of standing pat is fireable. from Danny Ainge, because you can get maybe not the boost that firing a coach get, but you can get a boost by shipping Grant fucking Williams out of town, by shipping Semi Ojeleye, guys getting regular minutes doing nothing, by showing Jason Tatum, okay, you might be a little baby back 24-year-old bitch, so we're going to send out these guys that you think suck, that you don't think you can rely on, and we're going to bring in some new guys. So at least then maybe you'll try a little bit and find out that they can't do it either. But at least you'll try. That's called a bump. That's a bump in play. You can do that by moving some of your useless pieces for some other useless pieces. Other teams will do that. But
That's what I call Ray's mom useless pieces.
But we have the worst bench in the NBA. We just scored 112 points. Our bench combined for 17 points. This bench is useless. It's probably the worst in the NBA.
Sorry, Ray, go ahead. You can't maintain this team.
No, but the bench is useless. I mean, so that means the 5 starters had to combine for over 90 points. You don't see that in the NBA. You don't win games like that. You need to have a strong bench. You need to have at least a decent 6th man to come off the bench and fucking provide and have production. You don't have it on this team.
With that being said, Ray, hold on. With that being said, Ray, the number one culprit for this season, I put it on the players because you're still professionals. You still need to show up. These games against the Cavs, the Kings, the Hawks that you lost, that's effort. You didn't come to play. You have enough talent to beat those teams. However, you can certainly understand, especially I keep going back to this 24 and 23-year-old kid looking at his teammates going, we suck. Like, you want me to put in this effort every fucking night? You want me to pass the ball, move the ball, Brad, get the open shot? These guys suck. So I say that with the caveat that it's not fire Brad. It's not blow it up. It's Danny Ainge. Do your job and make a fucking move, because you quickly forget, and I know that this is underplayed because it's Boston, but they made the Eastern Conference Finals 3 out of 4 years. So they're doing something right. It's a bad year, and your effort sucks. I blame it on the players, but it's really the roster. At the core of why people are doing what they're doing, the roster blows. The fucking roster sucks. So change the roster, Danny. You don't need to keep anybody. You don't need to keep anybody past the Jays. Fucking do something. Do it. Like, at this point, you don't have to win or lose. You just have to do something.
Agreed.
We'll see. All right. This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show. Monday headlines, March 22nd. Stay tuned if you're into baseball.
Oh, good. I can get off.
For a little bit of Dark 30. Ray, we'll
take a break.
Tuesday.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, welcome to Dark 30, the Simple Mind Sports Show, baseball show, where the title doesn't make sense and it doesn't matter. We wanted to get to this the other night, but Bill had dinner plans, so it's a perfect day to bring it up. Erod is getting the opening day spot. Obviously missed last year with COVID. Had the heart
condition.
He had a heart condition.
But does anyone know what it's called?
No, but it was related to COVID.
It went beep 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 instead of beep.
Yeah, it's the common heart condition.
Vaginitis.
That's not true. It's a common heart condition.
Tape it up and get out there.
Associated with COVID. And
hold your hand to your heart, throw a pitch. Quit being a bitch.
Get a defibrillator out there.
Well, that kind of rhymed, huh?
A little bit. It's unfortunate that Erod does have the reputation of not fighting through injuries and kind of being soft on the. But that wasn't the.
I'm not holding that again.
Last year is. I just don't even consider last year a fucking season. But all right, Bill, what's your expectations of Erod this season?
I mean, you saw him. 2019, he was a 19-game winner. I expect him for 14, 15 wins. It's good to get the number one, open day start. There was really no other guy that you could give it to. Evaldi's not the guy. Chris Sale's hurt. So, I mean, give it to him. Give him his first opening day start. I mean, you saw him when he's healthy. He's one of their best pitchers, and I expect him to get to 14, 15 win mark again. 19-game winner, 2019. Last time he was healthy. I expect it this year. Low innings though, that's the problem. He doesn't get through a lot of innings, but
he's not pitching past the 6th now. Time Bloom.
Yeah, nerds.
See, Chaim Bloom. We mentioned that, but Chaim Bloom was not there last year when Blake Snell was pulled out in the 6th inning when he was.
But Bill,
pitching
hold on,
lights out.
hold
That's
on.
his blueprint. That's his DNA all over the Tampa Bay
isn't
Rays.
But I think Alex Cora is more of a man to say fuck off. I'm leaving him in.
Yeah, but
than
that's
more
but
than
that,
Kevin Cash is. That's just my
fine.
opinion.
That's the World Series or whatever. But isn't Eduardo Rodriguez the perfect guy to benefit from the 6-inning rule from that Chaim Bloom created in Tampa Bay? Isn't he the perfect guy for it?
He is, but I still have a couple question marks about the bullpen, especially in the early innings. You want to really get to Ottavino and Matt Barnes. So I mean, if you can get 7, 8 innings out of Rodriguez, I mean, if you're pitching him game 1, number 1 opening day start, I mean he should be your number 1 or number 2. He'll be number 2 when Chris Sales gets back. So this is a guy you don't want to pull out.
But I think you're missing the boat. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter if you're number 1 or number 2. Blake Snell was a number 1. Blake Snell was a Cy Young winner. They pulled him in the 6th. This is the age of the analytics, and I get that it's the Red Sox, it's not the Tampa Bay Rays, and I get that Alex Cora is not Kevin Cash. But my question is, Ray, isn't Eduardo Rodriguez the perfect guy to benefit from the 6-inning thing? He's never proven to be a big inning guy. He's never proven to be 9 innings, lights out, shut him out. He's got good stuff. He's, this is not a knock at him. This is just the word I'm going to use. He's a little soft. He seems like the perfect starter to fill into that role of 6-inning guy. Yeah, he's the opening day, sure, but he should be your 3rd, maybe 4th starter on a rotation.
Mm-hmm. Especially, I see him going 5 innings and then let the bullpen go. I mean, especially you have been out of baseball for over a year. You had a heart condition. We don't know how you're going to be for a 162-game season. So why not just start him off slow? 5 innings, move it up to 5 1/3, 5 2/3. Just keep going like that with him and see how it progresses throughout the season. But he's never been that big inning kind of guy. So why not? Why not start him? Make the nerds make their money.
I don't disagree with that, Ray.
Even though that Ray said why not 6 times in that, and that's generally his.
Why not?
That's generally the only way that he defends his.
I sent out 300 emails to sponsors. Hey, why not?
He actually said a lot of things that I agree with there. Like he hasn't pitched in a while. He's got a COVID heart. You're not going to push this guy over 100 pitches in 9 innings. He can't throw 100 pitches in 9. He throws 100 pitches in 5 innings. He is the 6-inning Chaim Bloom guy. Yep. That's fucking Erod.
Yeah, but you're talking about in innings, and then you're also talking about a pitch count there, right? So I mean, if he's 6 innings and 75 pitches, you're going to pull him out, right? Because you just mentioned the 100 pitches. I don't disagree in the early part of the season. For everything you just mentioned, he hasn't pitched in a year, so obviously you're not going to run him out 7, 8 innings, until June.
Sure, yeah. If you get to game 6 of the ALDS and he's pitching a gem, Alex Cora won't pull him. I get that. But baseball's a long ass season. And Eduardo Rodriguez is not the most durable, and he's coming off a year where his heart almost quit and he got COVID. So I think that the way that the analytic geeks approach pitching right now will benefit Eduardo Rodriguez.
And you're playing the worst team in the MLB and AL East. You're playing the Baltimore Orioles. Why not fucking go out there and just slowly bring them back?
0.0% chance of winning the World Series according to Las Vegas.
Yeah. In my fantasy purposes, I hope John Means destroys
the Red Sox.
Game 1.
A couple of quick points we got to go. Eovaldi hit 100 miles per hour 4 times pitching the other day. Tanner Huak, Jaron Duran, Cassius all sent to the minors. They won't start the year in the big league club. Looks like Dabak we talked about it the other day. He hit another grand slam. I don't know what he did over the weekend, but
he's
struck out.
No, he's leading baseball. The Red Sox are leading baseball in runs, hits, home runs, OPS, everything in the Grapefruit League right now.
Did that make a move for you, Bill, when you saw those stats?
They're going to be sneaky good, Ray, and I'm going to shit on your fucking grave. The Red Sox are going to be sneaky good.
Bring a Big Mac to my grave.
Michael Chavis and Bobby Dahlbach lead the
I'm going to spread fucking secret sauce all over all over your grave and then piss on it. Bill,
Son of a
I just
bitch.
want a thumb up or a thumb down on this potential lineup that Alex Cora put out there. This was last week, and he did it again this week. So this looks like the opening day lineup here. At second base, Kiki Hernandez. Center field, Alex Verdugo. DH, JD Martinez, batting third. Cleanup, shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. Third base, Raf Devers. Right field is Hunter Renfroe. Left field is Marwin Gonzalez. Christian Vasquez in the 8th spot at catcher. And batting ninth, the home run leader of the Grapefruit League, first base, Bobby Dahlback. You a thumbs up or thumb down on that?
Thumbs up, and you'll switch out Gonzalez for Frenchie. And same thing with Hunter Renfroe. You'll see a lot of Frenchie, and he's just going to start the season on probably the DL because he's coming back from COVID. But yeah, you're good. Verdugo.
Can I throw you one question?
Go ahead.
Is the only question mark for me, like the only real question mark for me here? I have a real general idea of what most of these guys are going to do. Can JD Martinez get back to JD Martinez?
I think so. They're letting him watch video again, and I just think you're seeing him play a lot right now in the field. But I just think he's going to be DH. He's going to be a full-time DH, and I expect him to hit 300 this year, 30 home runs, 100 RBIs. I expect.
If JD Martinez is JD Martinez, is this a top 3 offense in the league in all of MLB?
I would say in the AL right now because I think the NL, there's a couple.
San Diego, LA.
St. Louis just got
St. Louis,
Arenado, so they got a couple stack lineups. But if it transfers from the Grapefruit League into the regular season, you're looking at one of the best offenses in baseball right now. And again, we've mentioned in our last show, Bobby Dahlbeck in the 9th hole is a potentially 30 to 35 home run guy. He's going to strike out 250 times, but he's going to hit 30 home runs, and you're getting that out of the 9th hole. So I mean, this lineup's deep. Even
and to Ray's point, the strikeouts are a pain in the ass. But if it's in your 9th hole, and
live and die by it.
Your mom's 9th hole takes a lot of strikeouts too, but it does the
here
job.
Comes a strongly worded email.
A lot of shots too.
I don't know.
That's a beep. Yeah,
620 just for the point of point process.
You didn't have to say. Yeah, you didn't have to say the liquid.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't get one in
the
30
joke
yet.
was there, Bill. You didn't have to.
I didn't get one in Dark 30 yet.
Okay. This has been Dark 30, the Simple Mind Sports Show, baseball show. They're going to smash this year, Ray. The pitching just has to be adequate. And I am going to piss on your secret sauce grave. We'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Red Sox wildcard team. Bye-bye.
I'd like a Big Mac container for a grave. A little black.
So we can just open it up and take a piece out of you.
Yeah.
We'll just shoot our secret sauce on it.
Bill, you're not going to live longer than me. There's no fucking way.
Let's side bet
let's
that.
do
Let's
that
side
bet.
bet that. Yes, let's do that bet.
Do murders count?
No, you can't murder anyone. No
Yes,
murder.
yes. No,
You can't
no.
mure each other?
No.
Ooh.
And you
No,
can't hire anyone to
Wildest
murder
game.
me.
World's widest game. You guys just fucking hunt each other for the next 30 years.
That's the Hunger Games.
Or what was that game?
3 fingers, you fucking butthole.
That's what I put in your mom's butthole.
No, you ever watched
Oh,
that?
fuck. All right, bye.
Bye.